Hey kids, you know what? Your brain is kind of a big deal, just like the brain is in the book that we're reading today. There are so many things that your brain does for you. So we're going to learn a little bit about those things. Inside of your head, behind your eyes, and under your hair is one of the coolest things about you, your brain. Your brain is the command center of your entire body, a living computer. It's constantly collecting and storing new information about everything you experience. That way, the next time you experience the same thing, your brain will know exactly what to do. Without your brain, you wouldn't be able to read and understand these words, or even turn the page. Sure, for you, turning the page seemed easy, but your brain had to move a lot of different muscles in just the right way to make that happen. Your brain works really hard all the time without you even knowing it. Here's some smart stuff. Scientists have been learning about the brain for a very long time, but they still don't know everything. It's so complex, we may never learn all there is to know, but scientists will never stop trying to discover more. Within your brain are 5 sections called lobes. Each lobe does something a little different, but the parts all work together too. You can see here, you have your frontal lobe, your parietal lobe, your temporal lobe, your insular mode, and your occipital mode. They're all working together to keep you running smoothly. The brain is made up of billions of things called neurons. They talk to one another by sending messages through gaps called synapses. When your brain's neurons work together to help your body take action, you can do all kinds of complicated things. Once a message leaves the brain, it travels through long, stringy nerves. Nerves are like roads. They connect the brain to everything else in the body. Your brain also uses nerves to get messages back from the rest of your body. If you get a paper cut or scrape your knee, a nerve will let your brain know very quickly. Your brain connects to the rest of your body through the nervous system. The nervous system is made up of your brain, brainstem, spinal cord, and the nerves. Your brain makes your body do a lot of important things that keep you alive without you even thinking about it, like telling your heart to beat or your lungs to breathe. Here's some more smart stuff you'll want to know. Involuntary versus voluntary. When your brain does something for your body that you don't even have to think about, it's called an involuntary function. And examples of involuntary functions are your tear production, blinking, sweating, digesting food in your stomach. You can choose to make your brain do stuff as well, too. When you do something because you want to, that's called a voluntary function. Examples of voluntary functions are talking, walking, reading, cleaning your room. Your brain tells you when you need to eat. Your stomach and gut send messages to your brain, and your brain decides when you're hungry or full. Hey, I'm ready for more food. Hey, I'm the one who has to do all the work. You just want things that taste good. It's okay, stomach. I know you're full, so we won't eat anymore. What about ice cream? There's always room for ice cream. Now, we don't feel that conversation going on in our heads, do we? But our brain and our body are always talking. So your stomach and your tongue and your brain are pretty good friends. Are you tired right now? If you are, your brain is getting messages from your body that you need to sleep soon. When you sleep, your brain and body get a lot of much needed rest. While you dream, your brain gets ready for the next day. Sometimes it dreams about weird stuff. Now it's time to move on to even more fun stuff. The stuff that makes you, you. Your brain helps you turn thoughts into words so you can say or write what you're thinking. When you talk and write in a way that other people understand, you're using language. Here's another smart thing to know. People speak different languages all over the world, depending on where you grow up. You might speak a different language with different words. Many people even speak more than one language, which allows them to talk to even more people. Now, remember how the brain collects information like a computer and keeps it for later? Your brain is really good at using this information to figure stuff out, along with the senses. When you see something, a message is passed from the back of your eyes to the very back of your brain. When the brain gets the message, the images are actually upside down and backwards. Your brain is a good problem solver, though. Your ears are always listening. When you hear something, whether it's the ocean, a song, a burp, your brain has to work to understand it. The sounds you hear are made into messages that are sent to your brain. Then your brain tells you what the sound is. Anytime you feel with your sense of touch, like something soft or wet, messages are sent to your brain. When you touch something, your brain's experience can be really useful, especially if whatever you've touched is sharp or too hot. Then your brain can help you avoid it to keep you safe. When a smell enters your nose, a message is sent to your brain. Your brain will then know if the smell is good or bad, or if you have smelled it before. Hey, this smells. It smells horrible. Then later, hey, this smells. I'm not falling for that again. Your brain is especially good at remembering smells. When you taste something, your brain gets a message about the different flavors from your tongue. Then your brain decides if it likes the taste or not. So, I love it. Your sense of taste has a lot to do with your sense of smell. Your brain uses your nose even more than your tongue to decide if something tastes good. Like when it asks, something Italian? Pizza. It smells delicioso. Brain is also in charge of telling your muscles and body exactly how to move. When you run, your brain gives your body very specific instructions. Okay, muscles, move the left leg, now the right. Don't fall. When you're in danger, your brain is firing messages all throughout your nervous system to make movements happen. Watch out for the bear. Wait, bear. Run. By now, you know that your brain is always collecting information like a computer. All that information is stored in your memory. Your brain searches through all that information so you can find a memory when you need it. A new memory is kept in your brain for about 30 seconds before it's forgotten. This is called short-term memory. If you repeat something enough times, or if it's really important, that short-term memory could turn into long-term memory. Now, tell me again. One more time, actually. Again? Now, this time I'll remember. I forgot. Tell me one more time. Wait, I remember it. Finally. Long-term memories last. You guessed it, a long time. Don't worry, your brain will never stop making new memories, so keep learning. Something the brain is really, really good at is thinking. Thinking and thinking and thinking. Your brain is thinking about things pretty much all the time. You can imagine things and solve problems just by thinking about them. Every invention that people ever created, from rockets and medicine to toilets and pizza, come from thinking about ways to make things better. Did you know your feelings, like love, come from your brain too? You feel happy, sad, angry, or scared without ever having to learn how. You can control how you react when you feel something, but your feelings happen no matter what. Your brain is pretty important. It helps you make sense of the world around you. It tells your heart to pump blood to the rest of your body and your lungs to breathe so you can stay alive. It moves your body and helps you talk and see and hear. Your brain is in charge of all the thoughts, feelings, and memories that make you, you. Hooray for the brain! And don't forget, it's kind of a big deal. Here's a glossary of some of the terms that we talked about, and you can pause the video to learn more about these important terms and what they mean for you and your amazing brain. Here's also some facts about animal brains. Did you know dolphins have larger brains than humans? Their brains are also very complex, especially in the sections that deal with problem solving, emotions, and self-awareness. This means they are some of the smartest animals on Earth, besides humans, of course. Some of the biggest dinosaurs, like Stegosaurus, had very small brains compared to their body size. These giant dinosaurs could have had brains as small as walnuts. Sea squirts eat their own brains. When a sea squirt is done developing, it settles into the sea floor where it stays for the rest of its life. Then it absorbs its little brain since it doesn't need it to move around anymore. A cockroach can live for weeks without its head and brain, and the antennae on its head can still move back and forth for hours after it's been removed from its body. Leeches' bodies are broken up into 32 internal segments, and each segment has its own brain. They must be really smart. Each of an ostrich's huge eyes is bigger than its brain. That means its brain is pretty small. No wonder they run in circles to avoid predators. And sea stars don't have any brains. Instead, they have nerves that help them with basic things like finding food. A woodpecker has air pockets in its head. This is an extra protection that keeps the brain safe from injuries while they are pecking at trees. It's amazing how nature protects our brains and comes up with other ways to function for creatures that don't have them. So I hope you enjoyed learning a little more about the brain and everything it does for you, because it really is a big thing.